Have you ever found yourself drained, chasing someone's attention only to feel like you're running on a treadmill, expending energy, but getting nowhere? This scenario is more common than we like to admit. Whether in romantic relationships, friendships, or professional settings, fighting for someone's acknowledgement can feel like a never-ending battle. But here's the twist. What if the real problem isn't their lack of attention but your relentless pursuit of it? This struggle isn't just exhausting. It erodes your self-esteem, creates unnecessary anxiety, and leaves you feeling powerless. But what if I told you that there's a way to flip this dynamic completely? By letting go, by stopping the fight, you not only reclaim your energy, but also discover a profound freedom. A freedom that transforms your life, your relationships, and your sense of self. This isn't about giving up. It's about adopting a new mindset rooted in Stoicism. The ancient Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control and release attachment to what we cannot. In the context of relationships, this means letting go of the need for constant validation and learning to build connections that are genuine, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. As we explore this journey, I'll share 5 transformative things that happen when you stop fighting for someone's attention. Each is a stepping stone, carrying you closer to a stronger, more self-assured version of yourself. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to apply Stoic relationships principles to your life in ways that not only empower you but also encourage others to see your value authentically. Are you ready to explore this liberating shift? Let's start with the first revelation you'll encounter when you stop chasing their attention. 1. Rediscovering your own value. What happens when you stop seeking someone else's approval and start valuing yourself? This is the first and arguably most profound transformation that occurs. Think about it. How often have you measured your worth by how much attention others give you? How many times have you felt inadequate because someone didn't validate your efforts? These moments aren't reflections of your value, they're reflections of misplaced focus. When you release the fight for attention, you give yourself space to look inward. You begin to ask questions that truly matter. What do I value about myself? What makes me worthy, even if no one else acknowledges it? This is where the power of Stoicism shines. The Stoics believed in the intrinsic worth of every individual. Your value doesn't come from others, it comes from the virtue, integrity, and purpose you cultivate within yourself. Let's break this down further. Imagine a scenario where you're constantly texting someone, hoping for a reply that never comes, or when it does, it's lukewarm at best. Every ignored text feels like a blow to your self-esteem, right? But when you decide to stop texting first, something shifts. At first, there's discomfort. You're so used to chasing validation that stopping feels unnatural. But then, a sense of clarity emerges. You realize your time, energy, and emotional well-being are too precious to waste on one-sided interactions. Instead of chasing, you start focusing on yourself. You pick up hobbies you've neglected, invest in your passions, and rebuild your sense of identity independent of external validation. You begin to see yourself not as someone who needs to be noticed, but as someone who is inherently valuable, whether or not anyone else sees it. Isn't that a liberating thought? But here's the thing. This process isn't always smooth. Letting go can feel like losing control, and that's scary. You might wonder, if I stop trying, will they forget about me? If I don't fight for their attention, does that mean I don't care? These are valid questions, but they're rooted in fear rather than truth. The truth is, when you stop chasing, you reclaim control, not over them, but over yourself. You shift from being reactive to being proactive. And something remarkable happens when you make this shift. People begin to notice. The very person whose attention you were fighting for may suddenly see you in a new light. Why? Because confidence and self-worth are magnetic. When you stop seeking validation, you embody a quiet strength that draws others in naturally. It's not manipulation, it's authenticity. But, and this is crucial, your journey of rediscovering your value isn't about getting them to notice. It's about you. It's about embracing the philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us to anchor our sense of self not in fleeting external factors, but in unshakable internal principles. You don't need their attention to prove your worth. You're already worthy. Here's an exercise to try. Take a moment to list 5 qualities about yourself that you're proud of, qualities that have nothing to do with anyone else's opinions. Maybe it's your resilience, your creativity, or your ability to make people laugh. Whatever they are, write them down and reflect on them. These qualities are part of your essence, and they don't disappear just because someone fails to notice them. So what changes when you rediscover your value? You stop settling. You stop compromising your standards to fit into someone else's narrative. You start attracting people who appreciate you for who you are, not for how hard you try to win their attention. And most importantly, you learn to appreciate yourself fully, deeply, and without conditions. As we move to the next revelation, consider this. If you've spent so much energy fighting for attention, what could you achieve if you redirected that energy toward building a life you love? The possibilities are endless, and the journey starts with you. 2. How others respond to your change. One of the most surprising things you'll notice when you stop fighting for someone's attention is how their behavior changes in response. It's almost as if the dynamic shifts the moment you step back, and this change can feel both empowering and deeply insightful. Why does this happen? What is it about withdrawing from the chase that causes others to react differently? To understand this, we need to delve deeper into the psychology of human relationships and how scarcity plays a key role in shaping behavior. When you consistently seek someone's attention, you're inadvertently communicating that their approval is the most important thing to you. This creates an imbalance in the relationship, an uneven distribution of power where the other person holds all the cards. They feel in control because they know you're willing to go the extra mile to gain their acknowledgement. But what happens when you stop? When you withdraw that energy, the balance begins to shift. Suddenly, the attention they once took for granted isn't there anymore, and that absence makes an impact. Human beings are wired to value what they perceive as scarce. Think about it. When something is readily available, we often overlook its worth. But when it becomes less accessible, we start to pay attention. This concept applies to relationships too. When you stop trying so hard to get someone's attention, they're forced to notice your absence. They may start to wonder why you've pulled back. Were they taking you for granted? Did they underestimate your value? These questions often lead them to reassess their behavior. It's important to pause here and clarify something critical. This isn't about manipulation. The goal isn't to play games or to win someone back by making them miss you. Instead, it's about creating a healthier dynamic, one where both parties engage from a place of mutual respect rather than one-sided effort. By stepping back, you're not punishing them, you're honoring yourself. The reaction you receive from others when you stop fighting for attention can vary widely. Some people may realize they were taking you for granted and make a genuine effort to reconnect in a more meaningful way. They might start reaching out more often, showing interest in your life, and expressing appreciation for your presence. These are the people who truly value you, and their actions speak volumes. On the other hand, some individuals may simply fade away. This can be painful, but it's also a blessing in disguise. If someone only values you when you're actively seeking their attention, their absence reveals a truth you need to face. They were never truly invested in you. This realization, though difficult, allows you to let go of relationships that aren't serving your growth and focus on those that are. One of the most empowering aspects of this process is the sense of liberation it brings. When you stop chasing, you free yourself from the constant anxiety of wondering whether you're doing enough to earn someone's attention. You're no longer walking on eggshells or second-guessing every interaction. Instead, you're living authentically, letting relationships unfold naturally without forcing them. This shift in perspective aligns beautifully with the principles of Stoicism. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In the context of relationships, this means understanding that you can't control how others perceive or respond to you. All you can do is show up as your best self and allow the right connections to flourish naturally. As you embrace this mindset, you'll start to notice a ripple effect in your life. Your interactions become more genuine because you're no longer operating from a place of neediness or desperation. You're confident in your worth, and that confidence radiates outward. It's magnetic, drawing people toward you who appreciate your strength and authenticity. Now, I want to ask you something. How often have you exhausted yourself trying to gain someone's attention, only to feel undervalued in the end? Imagine how different your life could be if you redirected that energy into nurturing relationships that uplift and support you. Imagine the freedom of knowing that you're not responsible for convincing anyone of your worth, that your value is inherent and unshakable. Here's a challenge for you. The next time you feel the urge to fight for someone's attention, take a step back instead. Pause and ask yourself, what am I hoping to gain from this? Is this effort aligned with my values and my sense of self-worth? This simple act of reflection can be incredibly powerful. It allows you to approach relationships from a place of clarity and intention rather than fear or insecurity. I know this isn't easy. Letting go of the need for attention requires courage and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and your relationships. But the rewards are worth it. As you step into this new way of being, you'll find that the connections you form are deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. And here's the exciting part. When you embody this mindset, you inspire others to do the same. Your actions send a powerful message that relationships should be built on mutual respect and shared effort, not one-sided struggles. You become a living example of what it means to prioritize self-respect and authenticity, a message that resonates deeply with those around you. If you're finding value in this perspective, I'd love for you to share your thoughts. Like this video and comment number 1 below if this message resonates with you. Your feedback is incredibly important, and it helps us continue to create content that inspires and empowers you. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more insights on Stoic relationships, personal growth, and the art of living authentically. As we move forward, remember that this journey is about progress, not perfection. Each step you take toward letting go of the need for attention is a step toward greater freedom, deeper connections, and a stronger sense of self. You have the power to change the way you approach relationships, and that power starts with you. 3. The liberation of letting go. Have you ever felt trapped by your own need for validation? It's a suffocating feeling, isn't it? The constant worrying, overthinking, and strategizing about how to capture someone's attention can leave you exhausted, questioning your worth. But here's a thought that might surprise you. Letting go of this need doesn't just free you, it transforms you. When you stop fighting for someone's attention, something incredible happens. You begin to notice how much of your life has been consumed by this struggle. You see how many moments of joy, creativity, and self-expression you've sacrificed trying to be noticed by someone who may not even deserve your energy. Letting go in this sense is not a loss, it's a profound liberation. Now let's break this down. Why is letting go so liberating, and what changes in your life when you embrace this shift? The answers lie in how you redirect your focus, reclaim your emotional energy, and cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness. First, let's talk about the energy you regain when you stop chasing. Have you ever paused to think about how much time and emotional bandwidth you've spent trying to win someone's approval? Imagine what you could accomplish if you redirected that energy toward something more meaningful, your passions, your growth, or simply enjoying life on your own terms. When you let go, you're not just freeing yourself from the chains of validation, you're giving yourself the gift of time and energy to invest in the things that truly matter. This process often feels like a weight being lifted. You no longer have to overanalyze every interaction, wondering if you said the right thing or if you're enough to hold their attention. The constant second-guessing that comes with trying to control someone else's perception of you fades away, replaced by a sense of calm and clarity. For the first time, you feel free to be yourself without the need for external validation. But there's more. When you let go, you start to see people for who they truly are, not who you wish they would be. This clarity allows you to discern which relationships are worth nurturing and which ones you're better off releasing. It's a practice deeply aligned with Stoicism, focusing on what you can control, your actions, your choices, and letting go of what you cannot, others' opinions, actions, or feelings. Think about this for a moment. How often do we hold on to relationships or situations because we're afraid of what will happen if we let go? We fear the unknown, the possibility of rejection, or the pain of realizing that someone we care about may not feel the same way. But when you stop fighting for attention, you stop clinging to these fears. You learn to embrace uncertainty and trust that what's meant for you will align with your life naturally. This doesn't mean the process is easy. In fact, letting go can feel deeply uncomfortable at first. You might worry that by stepping back, you're risking losing someone entirely. But here's the truth. If a relationship requires constant struggle and effort on your part just to survive, it's not a relationship, it's a dependency. True connections thrive on mutual effort, respect, and understanding, not on one person constantly proving their worth. As you step into this new mindset, you begin to notice a ripple effect in other areas of your life. You feel more confident in your decisions, more at peace with yourself, and more open to opportunities that align with your values. This shift is transformative because it allows you to reclaim your narrative. You're no longer defined by how much attention you receive from others. You're defined by the strength, authenticity, and resilience you cultivate within yourself. Let me ask you this. How much of your happiness has been tied to whether or not someone notices you? And what could your life look like if you broke free from that dependency? Imagine waking up each day feeling empowered, knowing that your worth isn't dictated by anyone else's opinions. That's the kind of freedom that comes from letting go. Another powerful aspect of this liberation is the way it changes your perspective on relationships. You start to realize that the most meaningful connections are those that don't require constant effort to maintain. They're the ones where attention flows naturally, where both people feel valued and seen without having to fight for it. This understanding allows you to build healthier dynamics, ones rooted in mutual respect and authenticity. As you continue to let go, you'll notice something else. You become more attractive to others. This might seem paradoxical, but it's true. When you stop trying to prove your worth, you exude a quiet confidence that draws people in. It's not about playing games or pretending to be indifferent. It's about genuinely embracing your own value and allowing others to recognize it on their own terms. This aligns perfectly with the principles of Stoic relationships, which emphasize self-respect, balance, and authenticity. Now, I want to pause for a moment and connect with you directly. If you've ever felt like you're trapped in a cycle of seeking validation, I want you to know that you're not alone. We've all been there, but the fact that you're here reading this shows that you're ready for a change. You're ready to let go of what no longer serves you and step into a new way of being. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and comment number 1 below. Your engagement not only helps us reach more people, but also reinforces your own commitment to this journey. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more insights on Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and personal growth. Together, we can build a community of individuals who support and uplift each other on this path. As we close this section, I want to leave you with a final thought. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about choosing freedom. It's about recognizing that you deserve relationships and experiences that align with your highest values. So take that first step today. Release the need for validation, embrace the power of authenticity, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Are you ready to move forward? Let's continue exploring the incredible changes that happen when you stop fighting for attention. 4. Focusing on your own growth. When you stop fighting for someone's attention, you gain something far more valuable than their recognition. The opportunity to invest in yourself, redirecting your energy from chasing validation to nurturing your personal growth, is a transformative experience. It's a shift that empowers you to become the best version of yourself, free from the constraints of external approval. But how does this process unfold, and why is it so impactful? Let's explore. Think for a moment about all the time and effort you've spent trying to capture someone's attention. What if you channeled that same energy into developing your skills, exploring your passions, or building a life that truly fulfills you? The results would be extraordinary. This is the essence of self-growth, not a selfish pursuit, but a commitment to becoming the person you're meant to be. The first step in focusing on your growth is recognizing that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion of you. This idea may seem simple, but it's profoundly liberating. When you let go of the need for validation, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of seeking approval and fearing rejection. Instead, you anchor your sense of self in your values, achievements, and aspirations. This shift aligns beautifully with the principles of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, while letting go of what lies beyond your influence. In the context of personal growth, this means taking responsibility for your development and refusing to let others' opinions dictate your path. By embracing this mindset, you gain clarity and purpose, allowing you to make decisions that align with your true self. As you embark on this journey, you'll begin to notice a ripple effect in your life. One of the most significant changes is the way you spend your time. When you're no longer consumed by the need for attention, you have the freedom to explore your passions and pursue your goals. Whether it's learning a new skill, starting a creative project, or deepening your understanding of a subject that fascinates you, these activities not only enrich your life but also build your confidence and self-esteem. Imagine the possibilities. You could finally write that book you've been dreaming about, start a fitness journey that empowers you physically and mentally, or develop a skill that opens doors to new career opportunities. The key is to focus on activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, rather than ones designed to impress others. This distinction is crucial because true growth comes from within, not from external validation. Another important aspect of self-growth is building resilience. When you stop fighting for attention, you learn to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. Instead of seeking comfort in others' approval, you find it within yourself. This resilience is a cornerstone of Stoicism, which teaches us to accept adversity as an opportunity for growth. Every setback becomes a lesson, every rejection a chance to refine your path. Over time, this perspective helps you approach life with confidence and composure, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Focusing on your growth also transforms your relationships. When you prioritize your well-being and development, you attract people who align with your values and respect your boundaries. These connections are based on mutual appreciation and shared goals, rather than one-sided efforts to earn someone's attention. This shift creates a sense of balance and harmony in your relationships, allowing them to flourish naturally. But let's be honest. This journey isn't without its challenges. When you decide to focus on yourself, you may encounter resistance, both from within and from others. You might feel guilty for putting your needs first or worry that people will see you as selfish. Others may question your choices or try to pull you back into old patterns. These challenges can be difficult, but they're also opportunities to strengthen your resolve and reaffirm your commitment to growth. To navigate these obstacles, it's helpful to remind yourself of your why. Why did you decide to let go of the need for attention? What are you hoping to achieve by focusing on your growth? Keeping these goals in mind can provide the motivation and clarity you need to stay on track. It's also important to surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your journey and celebrate your progress. Let's take a moment to reflect. What's one area of your life where you've been holding back because you were too focused on seeking validation? Maybe it's a creative passion you've neglected, a career goal you've put on hold, or a personal challenge you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, consider how you might begin to shift your energy toward this area. What steps can you take today to start investing in your growth? As you reflect on these questions, I want to remind you of something important. Growth is a journey, not a destination. There's no rush, no need to achieve everything at once. The beauty of this process lies in the small, consistent steps you take each day to become the person you want to be. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to your growth and moves you closer to your goals. If you're finding value in this message, let's keep the momentum going. Like this video and comment number 1 below to let us know that you're committed to focusing on your growth. Your engagement not only supports this community but also reinforces your dedication to this journey. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and personal development. Together, we're creating a space where everyone can thrive. As we close this section, I want to leave you with a thought. Your growth is your greatest gift to yourself and to the world. When you invest in your development, you're not just improving your own life, you're inspiring others to do the same. So take that first step today. Embrace the journey of growth and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Are you ready to continue exploring the incredible changes that happen when you stop fighting for attention? Let's move forward together. 5. Building healthier dynamics in relationships. When you stop fighting for someone's attention, you create space for something much more valuable. Relationships that are healthy, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. This is the final and most profound transformation in your journey. By letting go of one-sided efforts, you open the door to connections that thrive on mutual respect, effort, and authenticity. But how does this change occur? And what does it look like in practice? To begin, let's examine what happens when you stop chasing validation. The shift isn't just about how others see you. It's about how you see yourself. You're no longer operating from a place of scarcity, where you feel you must fight for someone's acknowledgement. Instead, you approach relationships with a sense of abundance, confident in your worth and selective about where you invest your energy. This mindset aligns perfectly with Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on inner strength and to detach from external outcomes that are beyond our control. Healthy relationships begin with self-respect. When you value yourself, you set clear boundaries about how you expect to be treated. Boundaries aren't walls that shut people out, they're guidelines that ensure your needs and values are honored within a relationship. Without boundaries, you risk falling into patterns of overgiving, where you sacrifice your well-being in the hope of being noticed or appreciated. But when you establish boundaries, you create a foundation for mutual respect, a cornerstone of all strong connections. This dynamic shift often surprises others. When you stop fighting for their attention and start prioritizing your own needs, they may initially feel confused or even resistant. But over time, they begin to see the strength and self-assurance that comes with your new approach. Those who genuinely care about you will respect your boundaries and step up to meet you halfway. On the other hand, those who were only benefiting from your efforts without reciprocating may fade away. And that's okay. Their departure makes room for people who value you for who you truly are. As you build healthier dynamics, you'll notice that attention starts flowing naturally, without the need for struggle. Think about how refreshing it feels when someone reaches out to you simply because they want to, not because you had to prompt them. This kind of effort is a clear sign of mutual interest and respect. It's also a reminder that genuine connections are never forced. They're nurtured through shared effort and understanding. In this process, you may find yourself reevaluating existing relationships. Ask yourself, are these connections balanced? Do they bring joy, support, and growth into my life? Or do they drain my energy, leaving me feeling undervalued or unappreciated? These questions can be uncomfortable, but they're necessary for creating a life filled with meaningful relationships. One of the most powerful aspects of this transformation is the way it deepens your capacity for empathy and understanding. When you stop chasing validation, you're better able to focus on others' needs and feelings without losing sight of your own. This creates a space where both parties feel seen, heard, and valued. It also allows you to navigate conflicts with greater patience and wisdom, recognizing that disagreements are opportunities for growth rather than threats to the relationship. This approach to relationships is deeply rooted in Stoic relationships principles. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of cultivating virtues like kindness, fairness, and humility in our interactions with others. By embodying these values, you create a ripple effect, inspiring those around you to approach their own relationships with greater care and intention. Let me share an example. Imagine you've been in a friendship where you've always been the one initiating conversations, making plans, and offering support. Over time, this dynamic has left you feeling drained and unappreciated. But when you stop fighting for their attention and instead focus on your own growth, something changes. Perhaps they notice your absence and reach out, realizing they've taken your efforts for granted. Or maybe they don't, and the friendship naturally fades. Either way, you've honored yourself and made room for connections that are more balanced and fulfilling. As you embrace this mindset, you'll also find that your expectations for relationships become more realistic. You understand that no connection is perfect and that people will occasionally fall short, just as you will. But you also recognize the difference between occasional lapses and consistent patterns of neglect. This discernment allows you to address issues with compassion while maintaining your boundaries. Healthy dynamics are built on trust, communication, and shared effort. When both parties are equally invested, the relationship becomes a source of strength and support rather than stress or insecurity. You feel free to express yourself authentically, knowing that you're valued for who you are rather than for what you can provide. This is the kind of connection that enhances your life rather than detracting from it. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. How many of your current relationships feel balanced and healthy? Are there connections where you've been overextending yourself, hoping for validation that never comes? If so, what steps can you take to create a more equitable dynamic? Perhaps it's as simple as having an honest conversation about your needs, or maybe it's time to step back and reassess the relationship altogether. This journey isn't about cutting people out of your life or creating distance for the sake of it. It's about creating relationships that uplift you and bring out the best in both parties. It's about recognizing that you deserve connections built on mutual respect, shared effort, and genuine care. When you embrace this mindset, you not only transform your relationships, but also inspire others to approach their own connections with greater intentionality. As we bring this section to a close, I want to invite you to take action. If this message resonates with you, like this video and comment number 1 below. Your engagement not only helps us reach more people, but also shows your commitment to building healthier dynamics in your own relationships. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and personal growth. Together, we can create a community of individuals who prioritize authenticity, respect, and balance in every aspect of their lives. Remember, the journey to healthier relationships starts with you. By letting go of the need for attention, you create space for connections that are truly meaningful and fulfilling. So take that first step today and watch as your relationships transform in ways you never thought possible. Are you ready to move forward? Let's take the final steps together and fully embrace the power of this transformation. Would you like me to summarize the key takeaways or continue with additional reflections? Let's pause for a moment and reflect on everything we've explored. What happens when you stop fighting for their attention? You reclaim your energy, rediscover your worth, and create space for growth and meaningful relationships. But perhaps the most profound change is this: you find peace. Peace in knowing that your value doesn't hinge on someone else's recognition. Peace in letting go of the chase and embracing a life that is aligned with your own truth. Detachment isn't about indifference or giving up, it's about freedom. It's about understanding that you are complete as you are, and no amount of external validation can add to or diminish your inherent worth. This mindset is at the heart of Stoicism, which teaches us to anchor our happiness in the things we can control: our choices, our actions, and our perspective. When you let go of the need for attention, you embody this wisdom in its purest form. Think about how much lighter your life feels when you're no longer burdened by the constant pursuit of someone else's acknowledgement. Instead of worrying about whether you're enough for them, you focus on being enough for yourself. Instead of chasing fleeting moments of approval, you cultivate lasting contentment from within. This shift doesn't just transform your relationships, it transforms your entire way of being. One of the most beautiful aspects of this journey is the clarity it brings. You begin to see your relationships for what they truly are, without the distortion of neediness or insecurity. You recognize which connections uplift and support you, and which ones drain your energy. And with this clarity, you're empowered to make choices that honor your well-being and align with your values. As you embrace detachment, you'll notice a remarkable ripple effect. The people around you will start to respond differently, drawn to the quiet confidence and self-assurance that radiates from within. Those who genuinely care about you will make the effort to nurture the relationship, while others may naturally drift away. This isn't a loss, it's a natural progression that allows you to focus on the connections that truly matter. But detachment isn't just about relationships, it's about living authentically. When you let go of the need for attention, you're free to pursue your passions, set meaningful goals, and build a life that reflects your deepest values. You're no longer held back by fear or the opinions of others. Instead, you're guided by your own sense of purpose and the courage to follow it. This transformation is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and your relationships. But every step you take brings you closer to the life you've always deserved, a life filled with authenticity, balance, and fulfillment. Now, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned from this journey. What's one thing you can do today to embrace detachment and let go of the need for attention? Maybe it's setting a boundary in a relationship, investing time in a passion you've neglected, or simply reminding yourself of your inherent worth. Whatever it is, take that first step and trust that you're moving in the right direction. If this message resonates with you, let us know by liking this video and commenting #1 below. Your feedback helps us create content that inspires and empowers, and it also shows your commitment to this journey. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoicism, Stoic relationships, and personal growth. Together, we can create a community of individuals who live with purpose, authenticity, and resilience. As we close, I want to thank you for being part of this conversation. Your willingness to explore these ideas is a testament to your strength and your desire for growth. Remember, you have everything you need to build a life filled with meaningful connections and lasting happiness. Trust in yourself, embrace the power of detachment, and know that the best is yet to come. Here's to your journey, your growth, and your future. Like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, keep moving forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.